Picture this. You're gearing up for a crucial job interview, meticulously preparing answers to possible questions. You've rehearsed your introduction, memorized your best achievements, and even practiced a confident handshake. Then, a well-meaning friend advises you to maintain unwavering eye contact. Lean in slightly, keep your arms uncrossed, and nod frequently to show enthusiasm. Sounds simple, right? But what if your interviewer is slightly awkward and gets intimidated by direct eye contact? Or what if they think excessive nodding makes you look like a bobblehead doll? The pressure to display the right body language can quickly turn into a stressful balancing act, where you're more focused on posture than the conversation itself. Or does it make you wonder if you'll come across as engaged or downright unhinged? You don't want to be the person who leans in so aggressively that it looks like you're trying to hypnotize your interviewer. Nor do you want to plaster on an overenthusiastic grin that makes you resemble a horror movie villain. While body language experts often dish out these seemingly foolproof strategies for success in job interviews, first dates, and social encounters, the reality is that nonverbal communication is far more complex. What works in one scenario might completely backfire in another. In truth, much of what we think we know about body language isn't actually backed by science. Many widely accepted beliefs about nonverbal communication are myths, and blindly following them can do more harm than good. Why studying body language is tricky, even for scientists. Studying body language is no easy task. Unlike spoken languages, where words have defined meanings agreed upon by everyone, body language is far more ambiguous. A single gesture can mean different things depending on the context, culture, or even individual personality. Imagine someone tapping their foot during a meeting. Are they impatient, anxious, simply enjoying an imaginary drum solo? The answer isn't always clear-cut. Researchers struggle to isolate body language cues because the same action can convey entirely different meanings in various settings. In one culture, avoiding eye contact might signal humility and respect, while in another, it's interpreted as shadiness or dishonesty. For instance, if you find yourself fidgeting during an interview, it could mean you're nervous, but it could also indicate boredom, an overactive mind, or even a desperate need for a restroom break after too much coffee. Similarly, a smile can be warm and welcoming or unsettlingly creepy, depending on subtle shifts in facial expressions. Even the legendary Mona Lisa's smile is up for debate. Some see it as mysterious, others as mildly condescending. The truth is, no single gesture has a universally accepted meaning, and misinterpreting nonverbal cues is easier than you think. The problem with most body language advice is that it tries to squeeze complex human behavior into neat little boxes, ignoring the many variables that affect communication. Relying too heavily on body language cues can lead to misinterpretations and false assumptions. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone crossed their arms and you immediately assumed they were defensive, only to realize later they were just cold? This kind of overanalysis can lead to awkward social blunders, unnecessary tension, and even the spread of harmful stereotypes. The 93% nonverbal communication myth. A popular claim suggests that a staggering 93% of communication is nonverbal, implying that words play only a minor role in how we convey meaning. This statistic is frequently cited in business seminars, self-help books, and public speaking workshops. If this were true, we could all just grunt and wave at each other like cavemen and still understand everything. But is it true? Not quite. This misconception stems from studies conducted by psychologist Dr. Albert Mehrabian in the 1960s. His research examined how people judged emotions when presented with single words, vocal tone, and facial expressions. In one study, participants relied more on facial expressions than tone when interpreting whether someone liked another person. In another experiment, tone mattered more than the actual word when gauging someone's attitude. While these findings are interesting, they don't reflect real-world conversations. Imagine basing an entire friendship on a single word and a raised eyebrow. It would be pure chaos. Unlike controlled experiments, Everyday interactions involve complete sentences, gestures, context, and shared understanding. Words matter far more than just 7% of communication. In fact, they're the backbone of how we connect, clarify meaning, and avoid catastrophic misunderstandings. While tone and facial expressions are crucial, the 93% rule is misleading at best. So, if someone tells you that words don't really matter in communication, feel free to respond with a silent stare and see how well that works out. Eye movements and lying, the left versus right myth. You may have heard that looking to the right signals deception, while looking to the left means someone is telling the truth. It's a popular belief that has even influenced law enforcement techniques and pop psychology. But is there any scientific basis for this claim? The short answer: no. A study put this theory to the test. Researchers asked participants to either lie or tell the truth while tracking their eye movements. They also analyzed real-world footage of people making public pleas for missing relatives, some of whom were later found guilty of involvement in the disappearance. If the looking to the right means lying theory held any weight, these guilty individuals should have given themselves away with a simple glance. But the result? No link between eye direction and honesty. People looked left, right, up, down, and even blinked a lot. None of it reliably indicated deception. If only spotting a liar were that simple. In reality, deception is far more complicated. Professional interrogators don't rely on eye movements alone. They look for inconsistencies in speech, body tension, and behavioral shifts. Even polygraphs aren't foolproof. So, the next time someone tells you that they can always tell when someone's lying by their eyes, you might want to take that claim with a grain of salt or a whole bucket. Crossed arms, a sign of defensiveness or just comfort. Another widely accepted myth is that crossing your arms indicates defensiveness, resistance, or emotional withdrawal. Body language guides often suggest that an open posture, arms relaxed at your sides, conveys confidence and receptivity, while crossed arms create an invisible barrier between you and others. But hold on, what if you're just cold? Or your arms feel awkward dangling at your sides like limp noodles? Before you judge someone based on their posture, consider this. Crossed arms can simply be a comfortable resting position. Maybe the person is cold. Maybe they have nowhere else to put their hands. Or maybe they're just thinking deeply. A 2007 study even found that people who crossed their arms while working on difficult puzzles persisted longer and performed better than those who didn't. Instead of signaling resistance, arm crossing may actually help some people concentrate. So next time you see someone with their arms folded, don't assume they're closed off or defensive. They might just be comfortable or focused on solving a tough problem. The truth is, body language is complex and situation dependent. The way someone sits, stands, or moves is influenced by countless factors, including mood, personality, and even the weather. That's all for today's video. If you found this video entertaining, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. Otherwise, you might just end up believing that wiggling your nose attracts good luck. Trust me, it doesn't. I tried. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay you.